show you how to create a quiz in Canvas. A quiz will automatically score students based on the answer key that you provide with the quiz questions. So I'm still in my example course. In the left-hand column, I'm in quizzes. And these are the quizzes that I imported earlier when I copied the course over. But in the upper right-hand corner, I'm going to click on the blue Add Quiz button. And it now brings me to the quiz folder, or the quiz document. So I can name the quiz whatever I want. And any instructions for the quiz. So this is where I would put how many attempts the students have, how much time, any notes, calculators, things like that that they can use. So if you think about when you give a quiz in class, what are the instructions that you give the students, either verbally or written out? Okay. Now, on this first page, we're on the Settings tab for the quiz. We have types of quiz, whether it's a practice quiz or whether it's graded, whether it's a survey or an ungraded survey. And then we have which assignment group. So you could have, if you've got your gradebook set up or your assignment group set up as formative and summative, you could have formative quizzes or summative quizzes. You could have lab quizzes, listening quizzes, whatever you want to do. I always like to shuffle the answers. That way not every student gets the same answers in the same order. If you want to do a quiz as an entry task or an exit task, or limit the amount of time, you can always add a time limit. And you can allow students to retake multiple times if you want. You can, if you do this, you get to select whether you keep their highest score, their most recent score, or whether you average all of their scores together. You can also control how many attempts a student has to take the quiz. So you can leave that blank and they can take it as many times as they want, or you can limit, say you can take this quiz 2 times, 3 times, 5. I always like to let students see their responses, and then you can say only after their last attempt or after each attempt. You can have students see the correct answers. So if this is a timed quiz, you can have them see the answers after their last attempt, or you can have the correct answers show up at the end of the entry task and then disappear again a minute or 2 later. Or you can have them show up the next day. You can have either all questions displayed at once, or you can have one question on each page, and students will have to answer the question and move to the next question. If you have only one question at a time, you can lock it, so once they move to question number 2, they can't go back and change their answer to question 1. An access code is a password, so you can lock this quiz, write the password on the board, and then students that are in class would have the password, could take the quiz. Students that are home or outside of the classroom would not be able to, since they don't have the password. You could filter by the IP addresses if you wanted to, so they had to be on the Bethel network. And then just like assignments, you can assign this quiz to individual courses, sections, individual students. So those are all under the Settings tabs. In questions, you can have question groups, you can find questions, or you can write your own question. Now, when you write your own question, you have to select what type of question is it. We have a lot of options to choose from. Multiple choice, true, false, multiple answers, drop-downs, matching, formula questions. um, numerical answers, essay questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you So I selected questions from a question bank, which I will go over in the advanced video on how to do that. But this question bank is matching. And it's, as the matching questions, you put in the answers and what they correspond with. And then when you give this as a quiz question, students would select the dates from a drop-down menu. Now, these small boxes are for any comments. So if a student misses something, you can provide feedback, whether it's positive if they get it right or negative if they get it wrong. For matching, it's only feedback if they get it wrong. But for multiple choice, it can be feedback if they get the question correct. Okay. And I did not save that quiz, so it disappeared. So always make sure that you're saving your work and updating. So when you add a question, you want to click this blue Update Question box, and that saves your question in your quiz. And when you're finished, you hit the blue Save button down at the bottom. If you have any questions on quizzes or the types of quizzes and the different types of questions, send me an email, stop by my classroom, stop me in the hallway, and I can help you out with that. I can show you some of the quizzes that I've made and how you can use those. You can also watch the next video of quizzes for advanced. I'll show you how to create a question bank and how to import if you have an ExamView test generator software.